Oh, here we go. Oh, what's up, everybody? All right. Special. Well, all of every Stay Rooted Talk Story special, but today is an extra special one. We got Sis Irie Love coming on, dude. Yeah. Super solid Talk Story session today. If you guys first joining in, oh, what's up? Hey, what's up, Denise? You guys jumping in, shout out, comment, where you guys tuning in from, where you guys from, all the good stuff. And yeah, dude, it's gonna be a super solid talk story. Connected with Sis Irie via Instagram. Been following from Hawaii, so following her music for many years. But hey, what's up, Emily? Hey, solid, pretty good. Got some mango cobs on deck right now, so pretty good. Busy day today. Post office, gotta mop the floors, daddy duties, all the other stuff. But yeah, we got Sis coming on pretty soon. But yeah, Mahaloz. Stay Rooted Talk Story is my IG live series where I like to connect with people I meet online and in real life, and just getting to know this person, but also connecting communities. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my community, our community with Stay Rooted Kava, and then we have Irie Love's community with her music and everything she does on her space. So we're combining together and showing love. So, but oh, here we go. We got Sis right there. Let me get the request action to join. Connecting and staying rooted, connecting, talking stories, and all the good stuff. But yeah, about 55-minute session today. We'll be jamming, vibing. The way I like to do the talk stories is it's not. Oh, here we go. Invite again. There we go. Oh, hey, what's up? Aloha. How you doing?
Aloha.
Yee.
I'm in the car because I stay with family when I'm in LA,
Yeah.
and the house is very loud.
Oh no, it's perfect. It's cool. It's
Okay,
my Stay Ready to Talk Stories is very informal, so
love it.
this is actually perfect. This is more of me getting to know you, but also our communities connecting. Yeah, so I have our community with Saber de Cava. You have your community with what you do with your music, everything else, and now we're just combining and learning from each other. But
Love it.
yeah, thank you so much for jumping on. I like to also have my guests, my friends, introduce themselves, just in
Okay.
case they don't know who you are. Fast kind, just who you are, where you from, and basically how you love to spread aloha right now.
Yeah. My name is Irie Love. That is my real name, not just my stage name. I'm from Kailua, Oahu, Hawaii, born and raised. And I've been singing professionally since 1999. So, yeah, I've been in the game for a while. I did take a long break, so it's kind of like my return season. So I'm so grateful that we got to connect at this time because it's a very unique part of my journey. And I definitely think that it's important to be able to have these conversations and to share. In Hawaii, we say our mana'o, our stories, our journeys, and empowering others to be inspired to also continue to follow their bliss.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's solid. As far as it's pretty crazy just the backstory of like how we connected, via DMs. Because I saw you on the podcast from Sis, and then I was
Oh
like, oh,
yeah.
and like you went super deep into it as far as coming back into the music industry after going through changes and changing of tides and everything like that. Then I think when we talked story at Hola Hola Fest, I think we talked about like replanting and nourishing your seeds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, I'm going back into health, fitness, and wellness coaching, and then for you coming back into music full tilt. It's like the seed was planted, the plant was there, but now you get to nourish the plant even more. You know what I'm saying? Then I even said like, hey, whenever you're in Sacramento, hit me up. And then like I think like that month, you're like, hey, I'm doing Hola Hola Fest Sacramento. I'm like, all right, let's go. It was
So
pretty
good.
nuts. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that because it's I've watched a lot of people's, with the internet, first of all, I was born in 1982. So like the internet and the phones and shit, like that all came in after I left high school. So I didn't grow up with that. So it's really interesting to watch humanity and how we have these modalities of like recording moments in time and things that we say like on Twitter, people get in trouble because they said stuff a bunch
Yeah.
of years ago, and we evolve and change in the way that we think. And but the way that I try to utilize those tools is like premonitions, right? Like speaking words are spells. And
Yep.
so when we're intentional and we speak on things that we desire to see manifest, and then they come into fruition, it's just like it's so inspiring to to be able to have these modalities that are so accessible to everyone, when we can just speak life into each other's lives, into our
Yeah.
own lives, and use our words to watch our reality unfold the way that we desire. So thank you for saying that,
Oh,
because
yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, but no,
yeah.
it's I was born in '85, so
Okay.
I'm same as far as the elder millennial, where we remember life before social
Right.
media and internet, and then after. You know what I'm saying? It is a trip. I always tell people, like, whenever I meet people like via Instagram, for example, I always say it's the universe and higher powers, but also the algorithm bringing us together. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like
Totally.
but it is our intention. It's like, what do we intend to look at and explore online, and then the algorithm and all this other stuff brings us to more of that, right? So it's
Right.
kind of yeah, we're basically living the life of algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like I said, we're speaking it. Even for me, like, I've always been the type, like, hey, if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. But then it's sometimes my self doubt and like negative self comparison stopped me in the past. But now it's like, hey, dude, let's just freaking go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just speak it, and then figure it out along the way. It could get me in trouble. It gets me in trouble sometimes because it's like I don't look too far ahead,
Right.
or it's like, yeah, just rage them. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's
She
yeah,
go.
yep. But what you mean as far as like spells and like speaking, but also like feeling it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like feeling that. Oh, I got chicken skin, dude. It's
There it
crazy.
is.
Yeah, like feeling like, hey, I know I'm gonna see Irie freaking on stage. I don't know when, but I know it's gonna be soon. And then it is legit. Like 8 months later, I freaking saw you rock the stage, and then we freaking and thank you for stopping by the Kava Hut, because it's
Of
you
course.
were true to your word. You're like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna stop by, because you could have been busy or whatever, but you intentionally made it a point to not only see me, but you made your rounds.
I
You
did.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I think that's one of the most important factors that can get lost with everything that we do, because I also coach fitness like you, and just different ways that we can people say offering, but I like to say honoring, right? Because the word off is to turn off, but we're honoring in sharing these modalities, whether it's music or kava or fitness. The whole baseline of everything is
yeah,
connection. And so for me, that's the most important part of what I do. Like, I don't intend to hit every note perfectly and to have everything all dialed and perfect all the time. Of course, I aspire to have that, but that's not like the baseline purpose of what I'm doing. It's really to have connection and to have an experience with people where we can feel something together. Like that is the true baseline of humanity and what we all really crave and desire, whether we're showing up for anything. So I love going out and just connecting with people. It doesn't matter how much of an impact you might have or I might have. Like, if you see me, then I want to see you, and then have that reciprocal energy where it doesn't matter what walk of life we are in. We're all in this human life together trying to figure this shit out.
yep,
And
yep.
when we can just connect and say, I see you and you see me, it's just this beautiful, I think, like this boost of energy that we can give each other to keep going, to keep trying, to keep pushing through, to keep creating. So,
Yeah, no, yeah, it's powerful. Yeah, because that actually reminded me. I had a call with it was like a Cal Chamber of Commerce, I think, yesterday, so the California chamber. And then the dude asked me, he was like, "What separates you from other kava businesses as far as like say rooted kava, myself here in Sacramento?"
Mm,
Then I was like, I kind of thought about it, and then I was like, "It's community."
mm,
Like for me,
mm.
like when someone buys kava from me, via Cold Kava, you're not just a customer. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a client. You legit like become part of the community. So it's like it's a connection. Like
Yeah,
whether you come back or not, it's like whether you come back on the regular. For me, it doesn't matter. It's like, hey, we connected. We exchange. I always say currency. Like there's different types.
yeah,
There's financial currency, social currency. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual currency. So we exchange all of it. You know what I'm saying? Also the currency of kava, you know what I mean? Like the farmers planting it, farmers cultivating it, and then cold kava bringing it over here. So it's not just like just the beverage. It's a whole process of connection. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah, so I was like, that's what separates me as a business with I think just other businesses in general who aren't community based. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
It's
yep,
intention, right? I always talk about, I'm also a yoga teacher. And in my training, we talked a lot about the difference between intention and impact, and how we can have a certain intention, but it doesn't necessarily determine that that's what the impact is going to be, right?
yeah,
So when we can build community, we learn each other more. And when that's the baseline, then as a community, we get to learn how we are impacting with our intention. So I think it helps us to really be able to dial in and to curate what we are honoring or sharing in a way that the intention can align more with what you are trying to have as your impact, right? Which
yeah.
is positivity, love, empowerment, education for you. Like with the Kava, it's so beautiful to be able to have these cultural things that we can share with other people who are from different cultures, and have them have an appreciation for something that maybe they wouldn't have learned about otherwise.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and then shout out to brother Osea from Boulevard Experience. He was one powerful thing he said. We had a talk story about a month and a half ago. He was we're all the same. We're all humans, but the one thing that separates us is culture. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So it's like learning other people's culture, and the root of all culture is like love, unity, and aloha. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's if for me, like when I did my health, fitness, and wellness coaching business, I actually moved from Hawaii to California, and it's a positive high system. So basically, feeling your positive high through mindset, movement, nutrition, restoration. But for my logo, I wanted the H to be an HI. So it's a I don't know, it's something's wrong here, but yeah. So it's an HI, but and then there's an arrow pointing up.
okay,
So it's like all of everything, even like Sabre Kava, working with Cold Kava, everything's rooted within like how we grew up in Hawaii as far as values of respect, humility, taking care, malama, and aloha. You know what I mean? So like
yeah,
for me, like even though it is, for example, health, fitness, and wellness, for me it is community based as far as like okay, let's take care of each other. Like even though it's me and you, one on one, let's take care of each other as far as your nourishment of your mental, physical, but also my nourishment through our interaction
mm.
and relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but
absolutely. I
yeah,
don't know if you got to hear when I was on stage, one of the most important things for me to always find a way to get into, as far as sharing spells and frequencies, is to encourage people to be kind.
yep,
Because across all cultures and all the things that technically divide us or separate us, we all have the ability to choose to be kind. And so I try to encourage people to just make that simple adjustment, because it's
hmm
so easy to get frustrated and bogged down and get hopeless and just feel like you're alone, or feel like the world is against you, or you got to fight against other people to get yours. And those are just like all, you know, the repercussions or symptoms of colonization. And I believe that, when we can bring back that frequency of kindness, which for us is aloha, right?
Yep.
Um, we really can shift the experience of everyone. Like that's how humanity will shift, is when we can just choose to be kind. Like, I don't know if for you, but for me, when I'm on the continent and there's all this honking of the horns,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get triggered.
Yeah.
But like we don't do that in Hawaii,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like saying, "Oh, how's it, brother?" or
Yeah.
"How's it, uncle?" like a hello, but we're not like honking, "Get out of my way."
Yeah.
And I'm in Los Angeles right now, and it's
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. There's a lot of stress. There's so many people here, and everyone's trying to, just survive or make it or what have you, and or just get up the 405 freeway, and people get nuts. And it's just
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, when I hear that, it almost makes me sad because I'm just like, it's so unnecessary for us to allow these like simple things in life to get us so angry,
Yeah.
because how you feel, like you were even saying, is the most important thing. Like
Yeah.
if I am allowing, basically call it giving your power away. If I am allowing a situation or a person outside of myself to determine how I feel and how I respond, then I am giving my power away. So to stay in my power, I have to be unwavering. And that is the definition of Irie, if you really look it up as a word.
Yeah. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
unwavering, right? To just be at the highest state of consciousness where like no one is going to bring me down. I'm going to find my joy, even if it's just to like hold neutral, because we don't always have access to joy. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
I've been there
Yeah.
all the time. But if we can just stay neutral and choose to respond instead of react to life,
Yeah.
then that's when that little pause enables us to take our power back and to hold on to that mana so that we can use it for things that are, beneficial.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of anger, I have a 10-year-old now and a little baby 2-year-old. So I got pretty mad at him last week, but then I told him it was like it's not just one thing, you know what I'm saying? It was more of like compiling. I told him it was like if you're boiling water in a teapot. It was all like I tried to bring down the heat, but every time you did X, when I told you please stop, you know what I'm saying? It's like it
Right.
just kept going. So I was turning on the heat, and then I just, you know what I'm saying? So it was all like, it was like I told him it was like, and anger is a natural response to things, right? But it's how you respond to the anger, right?
Right.
So uh yeah, so I told him, I was like, hey dude, it's like I was just going to that, and I was asking you to kind of lay down the heat. But then I told him too, I was like, daddy also has, it wasn't just you, but I had other things on my mind that was stressing
Right.
me out. So it
Right.
was like it's not just you. I didn't go too deep into it, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I was all like, I have other things, so other things were bringing the heat to bring me, and then you were adding to the heat, and then you were just there, you know what I'm saying, to receive the heat. So
Right.
afterwards, I was like, hey, dude, my bad. Like, I shouldn't have freaking exploded like that. Sorry. And it's like, yeah, I was all like, even for you, like, if you explode and all this other stuff, just talk to me and mommy or whatever, and just explain why your heat was up and your teapot boiled, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, the one thing, going back to the honking, and like when it first moved to California, you know how you like let people through and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and like usually you throw shaka or like say what's up. It's like nobody says thank you, dude. I guess so. I get mad. I'm like, bah, I let you through. What's going on? At least wave or shaka. But then after it was like, you know what? It's cool. It's just not part of their road culture. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, it's pretty nuts. And then when you're talking about just the anger and letting go, that reminded me of I forget who said it, but they're talking about meditation of the reflection of yourself, like
Hmm.
when yourself is a
Hmm.
mirror, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So your true self is love and acceptance, empathy, and all this other stuff. But as time goes on, things happen, either trauma or things happen, and then so your mirror gets dirty. So with
Yeah.
meditation, your goal for him, one of his goals is to slowly start to recognize and realize the dirt, and then just kind of wipe it off. So you eventually get to seeing your true self, which
Mm,
is love and aloha. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's kind of aligning with what you're saying as far as like, hey, we got to get back to seeing our true reflection. And then once
Yeah.
because then, you see yourself in other
Mm-hmm.
people, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whether it be things that you don't like or things that you do like, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
but
Yeah. And I think
yeah,
going back to what you were saying, I just want to like really hone in on that really important message because I'm not a mother myself. I'm an auntie. I have tons of nieces and nephews, but just the accountability, I think what that was missing, like maybe in our parents' generation of just like children being able to witness that adults don't have it all figured out and we do make mistakes. And although like we have been here longer and so we're here to guide you, at the same time creating more of this open dialogue where you can take accountability for reacting maybe inappropriately to something and then helping them to understand that maybe the future generations can now not have the same level of triggers that we have had to work through because they understand that sometimes things are going to happen that cause us to feel a certain way, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to just react and respond
yeah,
in that same way, right? We
yeah,
can feel it, observe it, and then say, what would the best way for me to be respond in this moment? Sometimes it's just taking time to step back, go for a walk, be
yeah,
quiet. For me, I go into breath work. I use my breath as a modality to change everything in my whole biofield because the breath is something that is so accessible and it's beautiful. And I just want to honor you and witness you as a parent, holding that accountability for your son and explaining to him like, daddy's gonna mess up too. Like I'm just still
yeah,
figuring this shit out.
yeah,
We're all figuring
yeah.
it out, together. And then there's this beautiful exchange that starts to happen where now the child almost can have something to teach us. And I think that that's been like a missing piece for many generations that is now coming back online. And so it's really beautiful to witness that and then also like see them responding and like, wow, okay, I need to level up because these kids are getting it better than maybe we will
Yep.
sometimes. And
Yep.
not creating this real taking away the hierarchy of like where you are in your age in humanity because we can learn from at any level from anyone.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's I always tell him too. It's like, hey, dude, like daddy's always learning, dude. Like no matter how old you are, even when freaking, I'm trying to make it to 100. I was like, even when I'm 95, I'm still learning because,
Period.
if and when you and baby Ella have babies, I'll probably be a great grandparent. So now I got to learn how to be a great grandparent. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's powerful. And then also yeah, like you said, the was it like breaking generational, I guess, like
Uh-huh.
patterns. You know what I mean? Because like my mom raised me and my brother, guys, but she never hit us, but she would yell. You know what I'm saying? But then like even after, like, what we think is little things, but it's like now that I think about it, she was basically a single mother raising three kids. You know what I'm saying? Three boys
The
at
stress.
that. Yeah, so it was like, bruh, she was stressed, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? And
Guys.
and we're boys in freaking the '90s, and we're still
Wild.
getting nuts. Yeah, like climbing trees, jumping off roofs and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, it's like, okay, like now, I mean, I wish, the yelling wouldn't be as much, but that was just her release. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Yep. So now that I'm kind of realizing, now that I have my own children, and like I have a partner who can help, but my mom was by herself, so I was like, oh shit, she must have been freaking stressed,
Right.
dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but yeah, that's also like, as you get older, hopefully we get wiser, but just our view and expansion of experiences, we can kind of see. I, I always like to call it like time traveling. Like
totally.
especially like through meditation. Like I can even time travel to like when we first met in real life, Saturday. Like go back into that state of
That moment.
feeling,
Yeah.
meeting you, or even when I work with my clients or students, uh, especially with my mindset and accountability, I always have them 30 days, 3 months, and if they want to visualize 6 months, like really time travel to 30 days from now. Say, okay, we set these parameters where you want to be, but don't just say it, like feel it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so for example, you want to be, moving your body 3 times a week doing yoga. It's like, okay, let's visualize yourself doing the yoga and feeling the yoga, but also like how do you feel afterwards? Like how is it affecting your life
Right.
afterwards? So there we're
Right.
time traveling to your future self. So now it's like, okay, we're here now because your future self is already doing
Right.
it because you already said it. So now
Right.
we just have to meet yourself there,
Yes.
right? And then I was like,
Yes.
hey, if you want to be super stony, we can go, we can time travel to this person 30 days from now and then time travel back to this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now we're just like, just time traveling back and forth.
Yep.
I can time travel to yesterday.
Yeah.
I can time travel to tomorrow. So
Exactly.
yeah, like, so people ask me, is time travel real? I'm like, yeah, in your mind it is, like, legit. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but
The feeling is the part that anchors it in, right? So like there's so much talk now, I think, about like you know, pretend that you are the future version of yourself that you're trying to be, and that how we get so conditioned out of using our imagination,
yep,
like when we're children. And then now with technology, it's almost like the technology is imagining for us instead of us just using
yeah,
our mind and just being in the wild and the elements that are around us and using those to create imaginary situations. So I'm really just encouraging, like, especially adults to like tap back into that. It's very cliche to say like integrate your inner child,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
hear all these like, right? But like for real kind, like
yeah,
if you can really just take time every single day to practice, even if it's like 5 minutes when you wake up or 5 minutes when you're about to go to sleep, when you have quiet time, to just like feel what it would feel like to be whatever that is that you're aspiring to reach.
yeah,
And I use that in my own life, and it has been working so far. But of course then we have to go into that state of like surrender, right? Because we can't always know how, and I think that's the
yeah,
part that our logical mind and our ego comes in, and it's like, if we can't figure it out, then it's not going to happen because we
yeah,
got to do
yeah,
this and this.
yeah,
And it's like, well, actually, like, think about all the things that happen in our lives where we can't really explain like how all the pieces came together. It's like, oh, bro, I did this, and then oh my god, or oh my gosh, I'm running into you, and or this opportunity came in. It's like, actually there was a million, maybe a billion trillion things that had to align in order for that to transpire. And so the way that we can have more control, if you will, over what that is by getting into the feeling place of that. And that's what I do with fitness as well. Like, I was able to transform my body now in a way that took me probably 20 years to really master,
yeah,
because I didn't understand that element, the thinking and the feeling element, and
yeah,
how it's all connected. It's not just showing up and working out. It's like, yeah, but also like if you aren't embodying the version of you that you are aspiring to reach in even a micro way, like a tiny, tiny
yeah,
way, then your body's going to always try to revert, or your personality is going to revert to old patterns, because the ego is designed to keep you safe, and safety is in patterns and
yeah.
repetition, right?
100%. Yeah, it's I was reading Atomic Habits
Yes.
a couple of times, and like, yeah, he talks about your identity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, you got to shift your identity. It's like, okay, it's I am a person who drinks water in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So there, it's like, yeah, like legit, like I am this person who drinks water in the morning. As far as like, if you want to increase your water, or I am a person who enjoys yoga. You know what I'm saying? So it's for, and tapping back into your thought of the inner child. So for me with positive high, especially with movement, it's more of I always ask clients or potential clients, like, what is one thing you love to do back in the day, when you were a kid? And then
Mm.
there, it's like, for me, is always been basketball. Like from like fourth grade to I think my
Okay.
late 20s, I just played basketball just like 5 to 6 times a week. And then I stopped for like about 10 years. Oh, bye, BB. But
Cute.
um, yeah, but now that I'm tapping back into it, it's I feel like super solid. And I'm coaching my son's youth basketball team now.
Cute.
So like now I get to plant the seed of joy and competition with these
Yeah.
10 to 12 year olds, you know what I mean? So but yeah, like I don't know, just dribbling the ball, it just makes me feel like super happy. You know what I mean? Just boom, 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 dribbling.
Mm.
I got a ball right there. Look at that, boom. But yeah, and then I
Yes.
use now. I also joined. I'm coming out of retirement. I joined this 36 and over Filipino league. So like now, before because I used to do like kettlebell stuff just because I was like, oh shit, I just want to keep up on general fitness.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing it to stay on the court. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
like now I'm like doing more basketball specific training for my
Yeah.
body. You know what I mean? So that plus, we're not getting younger, so and basketball is a very dynamic sport. So it's like I don't want to get hurt. You know what I mean? So if
That
I
part.
have a more resilient body, then I'm solid as far as on the court. But also
Right.
playing with, Elijah and Ella, being able to pick them up, have them on my back running and stuff. It's like I don't want to worry about, oh, I don't know, or tell Elijah or Ella, I can't do it because my back. Or I can't do it because XYZ. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like now I can still feel my positive high of playing with the kids, positive high of basketball.
Yeah.
So and then there's like I'm tapping into my inner child still. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's I feel good overall
Good.
in life right now, dude, because the past three, I mean, there's always struggles, but COVID was freaking tough, dude. I was freaking struggling, dude, big time,
Mm.
mentally,
Yeah.
physically, financially, spiritually.
Right.
So now everything's kind of aligning too. It's like, okay, I'm glad I didn't give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I could have threw in the towel
Yeah.
choke times in many aspects of life,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I think it's important to also, bring more awareness, especially for like the Polynesian diaspora. I feel like um, our body is a temple, and it's where our souls sit while we are here. And it's so important to not only keep the aspects of our culture alive in our, practices and the way that we share with each other and share in community, but also being inspired to really find out like what is the healthiest version of yourself and what are ways that you can make choices each day to get closer and closer to that. Because if we are unwell, then, all the things we're talking about take a back seat, right?
yep,
Like your
yep,
wellness has to be a priority. And for me, because it became the only thing that I could control in 2017 when I decided to leave music, I really just like became obsessed almost with it. And I was like, I can control what I consume with my mouth, with my, food, with what I'm watching, with what I'm listening to, with what environments I allow myself to be in. So I'm going to control that. And then I'm going to control the amount of work that I put into study and understand how the human body, how my body specifically works, and try different things to find ways to really empower and bring up the vitality of my temple so that I can then have the option, right? To, like you said, for you, playing with your kids. If something does go down, like I was talking to my dad last night, and we're just talking about, we're both obsessed with fitness, and we're just like, I want to be able to know that if there's a tsunami coming, like, and we got to run, like I
yep.
can run, like I'm
Oh
going to
yeah,
get to
yep.
that hill.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yep.
And to have that knowing in your body is just on a daily really is a form of self-love, and it gives you this
Yep.
confidence and reassurance, and just almost like a motivation to be able to continue and to go on, because it's like, at least I know I have that as a baseline, that my
Yep.
body is going to be able to do whatever is necessary in the moment, and to also endure all of these outside things, right? I call it the matrix, people call it the matrix,
Yep.
but like, the structure of society that we are in currently, but are in process of getting out of,
Yep.
as Babylon crumbles,
Yep.
we still have to pay the bills and all the taxes and all the other crap that makes no sense to me whatsoever and to most. But in order to do that, we have to have the mental fortitude, and the
Yep.
mental fortitude comes from the physical fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's all connected, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's really beautiful for me to witness you just sharing that and talking about that and saying how your story of like anchoring in something that was really beautiful and enjoyable as a kid, but was also very physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
physical part of healing, I think people don't necessarily understand how just going for a walk can
Yes.
change everything. Clear your mind, think of creative ideas, clear out anger, settle your whole body, like activate parts of your body that have kind of going dormant. Because I say if you don't use it, you lose it. I tell my grandma that all the time. Like, girl,
Yep.
you got to get your water aerobics, go for your walk, like even
Yep.
if it's 5 minutes. And there's a lot more of that happening in different communities. And I'm noticing here, specifically in California, there's so many groups that are getting together to walk. I just joined a run club. I don't run. I'm not a runner, but
Yep.
it's just beautiful to see people coming together to like empower our bodies and like support each other in community in that way. I think is something that I want to find more ways that I can amplify that, you know?
Yeah, no, that's solid because I think even kind of what you're saying as far as community also, I think that's what drew me to like basketball because
Mm,
I just love being around people, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's like it is a team sport, you know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
I'm still friends with people I freaking played open gym with at UH
Dope.
Manoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
still friends with them. Via Facebook, texting, and all the other stuff. I met
Yeah.
so many good friends like just playing basketball and just like you said, just choosing to move my body
Yeah.
and just doing it out of joy, but also competition. Like I just I'm a small dude, so on the court I have the Napoleon complex. It was like all right. It was like you know what I mean? It's like all right. It was like I'm on the court with all these big dudes, but I'm gonna show
Yeah.
them what's up. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like healthy competition also. But yeah, I think run clubs, pickleball is super popular, but just in general, um, it just brings people together as far as fitness and movement, and just or even like say for example kava or even music, like to like the whole festival, dude. There's just so many people just coming together to just listen and just feel the vibration. You know what I'm saying of
Yeah.
the music. Like you mentioned earlier, it's like I may not be perfect, but I'm gonna do it from the inside, and then people are gonna feel it outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that's my next question. You mentioned 2017, you decided to kind of shift away from music.
Hmm.
Um, did you feel it was kind of necessary at that point, or like what happened as far as if you feel comfortable diving into it,
Yeah.
as far as like moving away from music and like since it was 2019 or 2019 though, not 1999 to 2000 to
Uh,
it's a good 17, 18 years of your
yeah.
life. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that transition?
Yeah, I think, I mean, if people are looking at my stories, I have been working on a book. It's almost done. I'm hoping to have it done before the end of the year so I can get it out the top of next year. But it's basically like my whole story and all the lessons I've learned along the way. And for me, it's been really cathartic for me to go through that process because there's so much of our lives that we kind of store and compartmentalize because it's just like too heavy to process in the moment. And then sometimes those things just get like really pushed back and they end up causing like tightness in the hips, tightness in the knees. Like people don't always necessarily know that it can manifest as pain in the body.
Hmm.
I would suggest a really wonderful book called The Body Keeps the Score if you like to read.
That's
Helps
the
to
one.
kind of, right? Helps to kind of understand that deeper. But for me, 2017, it was, almost like this pinnacle moment of my career where I had created a new business partnership and I was really thriving in my career and getting bookings all the time consistently, and I had really built a strong, solid fan base throughout the Polynesian diaspora and in reggae music around the world. And I got a divorce, and it was really, really public because of my career. And on an island, I mean, coconut wireless is what we call it. Like, it's just it travels
Yep.
fast, and people love to, have a story, and just like all of humanity, like how gossip is so popular. That's why that TMZ bullshit exists.
Yep.
But everybody wants to know how everyone else's life is going. And so it was really, really traumatizing for me. And I had to just get off island and like step away from music. I lost my joy and my passion for music completely. Like, I want to be really transparent about that because I know there's other artists out there who can definitely resonate with that. Like, when you have some trauma that happens that is associated to something like music and being a singer and artist, the level of trauma that happens is so deep because being in music is something that is so raw and is so vulnerable. To be an artist, you're just like sharing pieces of your heart with the public, and you're like, do you like it? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what do you think about it? I almost feel like it's like we're showing up naked every time we release a song, every time we show up on stage, and putting ourselves in a position to not only be judged, but to be like critiqued in a way that isn't necessarily like a really natural way to interact with a human. You kind of become more of an object
Mm.
rather than a person.
Yep.
And people build their own ideas of how they think that you are and how you should be. And so trying to live up to those expectations definitely becomes a part of what you're doing. And it's definitely not a healthy part of what we do. But managing that is challenging. And so for me, I just was like, you know what? I'm done. I did it for a long time. This has been a beautiful journey, but it just became too heavy. So I
Mm.
had to step away and go back into something that I also loved, because I believe we can have many things in life that we're good at, that we love, and that was wellness, fitness, and sports. So I just went and became I was a fitness instructor for the Starbucks Corporation in Seattle and for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And I got yoga training, and I started teaching yoga, and I was teaching spin or indoor cycling, and just like completely was not doing music, didn't even tell people that I sang, like new people that I met, which was really cool
Yeah.
to kind of like reinvent myself for a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, I think the biggest part of that journey that was really crucial for me to now be where I am was to take a moment away from all the personalities that had been created at that point in my
Yeah.
life, and just really tap into like, who actually am I and who do I want to be? Because there was so many, the sister, the granddaughter, the Kailua girl, the Kalaheo Mustang, the singer, I was doing modeling, I was the ambassador from Manaola for many years, like all these different personalities and expectations of how I was showing up for other people. I had forgotten who I was for myself.
Mm. Yep. That's
And
powerful.
that was really, really a really crucial step in my life and in my evolution as a person, to now be able to show up as me fully online. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Yep.
I'm going to do what I want
Yep.
without harming others,
Yep.
right? But like
Yep.
authentically me,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. 100%. Yeah. It's crazy because like I know we had a conversation a little bit at Holo Fest as far as, because yeah, same thing with me and the health, fitness, and wellness. I was the pandemic, gym shut down. I was trying to go online. I was forcing things,
Yeah,
and then long story short, I was with clients. I was trying to attain clients not through an energy exchange of I have a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, and I can help guide you to get to where you want to be and nourish yourself however you want to mentally, physically. I was just trying to attain clients to pay the bills.
right,
I was like, oh shit, I gotta get, X, amount of clients to pay the mortgage and then
right,
X to, feed the kids. So I was like, okay, I gotta get clients so they can give me money. As opposed
right.
to it's like, hey, let's exchange the energy of, financial currency
Mm,
of my wisdom of health, fitness, and I always think my bookshelf is right here with all my stuff. So exchange of my experience and my knowledge in exchange. So
yeah.
it was more of like I just was trying to take, as opposed to the exchange of giving, the
The
infinity loop. You
reciprocal.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the reciprocal energy. It was more of like, hey, give me, I give you, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah. So I was like, everything was stressed. I was like, oh crap, I got to switch. I ended up working a sushi restaurant part time, and then I was trying to apply to like marketing jobs and stuff, but my resume for like 8 years was just entrepreneur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess that didn't look good. You know what I mean? Oh shoot, frozen. Oh no. Hi, boo boo. Hi. Hello. Oh no, we're frozen. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, thumbs up or a shaka. If not, we'll jump back off. We'll do part one post and then oh, here we go. Okay. Actually, I can add her again real quick. Vibing, dude. Here. Okay, cool. Let me message her from my computer real quick. But no, yeah, I was fully going off on that thing, dude. I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was the energy exchange was you can I'm DMing her from the computer. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, dude, we're actually gonna do a Q&A the last 5 minutes or so. Oh, and within the next 5 minutes, see if you guys have any questions for her or for myself. We're gonna do some Q&A and then leave the last 5 minutes for Ira to promote, talk about, I guess, anything, music, book. Yeah, man, what's going on? Shadow band, bro. I'm telling you, we're talking about too much energy, too much positivity going on in life, dude. You notice that? Yeah. Brother Josh was saying IG Live been cutting you short in your interviews, but yeah, because I've seen people go live for like 2 hours, dude. It's crazy. Oh, we just gotta. I just checked my DMs and we just got another guest lined up next week. Another artist, Shiromawi. But yeah, if anything, dude, I'm pretty sure we can jump back on with Ira and have another talk story because we're going in, dude, going deep today. That's why I like these talk stories. And hey, if you guys want to jump on talk story, you don't have to be, musical artists. You don't have to be super famous. You don't have to be, just be you. Yeah. So if you guys want to talk story, if you guys love kava, uh, hit me a DM, dude. We can talk story. Schedule some stuff out. Mainly we'll just talk about kava, your journey, and your positive high. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you guys want, I'm gonna do a plug real quick. If you guys Sacramento, Elk Grove, I got a kava on deck for you guys. Tomorrow I'll be at I think it's called Sassoon or Suisun City. Ohana Fest from 10 to 4. I'll have mango, guava, and possibly calamansi kava on deck for you guys. But yeah, and then if you guys need kava, if you guys want kava, there's a link in my bio, but also just go to koakava.com and you stay rooted, and then you get 15% off all of your orders. You know what I'm saying? So 50% off all of your orders. What else? We got the 6 week program, dude. The 6 week positive high, stay rooted. It's a healthy habits and kava coaching program. Actually, Josh, let's jump on live soon. And then brother Josh is in the beta program, but that is a healthy habits and kava coaching program. So we'll work on healthy habits, implementing healthy habits, but also teaching you kava and how to make, how to use for your health, fitness, and wellness, some history, and how you can share kava with your circle, your friends, family members, and your community. What else? Got it. Oh, here we go. Hey, jumping on, baby. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Right, accept. Oh, here we go. We're back.
My phone, my phone overheated and shut down.
Oh, shoot. No, yeah, that
You,
happens. But it's a good thing I like to talk, so I was just freaking talking
perfect.
for that.
Well,
But
and you know
yeah.
why? I want to share why too, because I do not subscribe to running and getting the new iPhone. I'm on an iPhone 11. I've been holding it
Let's
down. I
go.
just, they really, if you know how these phones are made, it's horrific.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and this technology is fine. And they definitely have the means to give us an endless battery and all the things. They siphon the little parts of the updates so that we can continue to consume. And I just don't subscribe to that. So yeah, this phone, sometimes it will glitch easier and it's struggling a little bit,
Oh
but
no. Yeah,
she's making it
I had
work.
an iPhone 10 before getting. I think this is like a 15 or whatever, but I was like holding on like the
Oh yeah.
last thread. It was like it just couldn't charge anymore. So I was like, ah, shit. All right.
That's how they get you. That's
Yeah,
how
no,
they
for
get you.
real. Yeah, the software updates, dude.
Brah.
They they mess with it, dude. For
I
real.
resist. I
Yep.
resist the update and then they force me to do it. And now look, my phone's overheating.
Yeah, no, miners. Yeah, so I was just basically I just use it for promo for all my stuff going on,
Nice.
like my 6 week group program. It's a healthy habits and Kava program, my
Awesome.
mindset program. I'll be in like Vacaville. I can't say it. It's like Sweetzen City or something. Well, Ohana Fest
Okay.
tomorrow.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I was actually gonna do. Would you mind doing a quick like a Q&A? So if anyone has questions based on our conversation, questions based on your music, your fitness journey, or just anything, would you mind doing a quick Q&A?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. Let's do it.
So if you guys have any questions, you can just drop them in the comments. In the meantime, we're just gonna talk story, bro. But and in the meantime, I want you to just share what's going on. I know you said you're working on a book. Any music,
Yeah.
anything going on? So this is your time to open up and just promote and share what's going on.
Yeah, so I shout out to Mr. Warren. Warren Wyatt is my manager, and he and I had this idea to work with a producer who I had one of my most successful songs is a song actually used in Another Life. It blew up in Germany like over the summer and went to like be my highest ranking song or highest streamed. Anyways, the point of it was like we were trying to find when I decided to do music again. Of course, the first step is to create new music. So I needed to find a collaboration, whether it was writers or producers, to make the new music. So long story short, I went all the way to Paris. I stayed there for 6 weeks and I created an entire album with Matthew Boast of Boast and Bim. He is a Grammy Award winning producer who's done a bunch of music that we all love. One of my favorites that he's produced was Chronic's song Skankin' Sweet. So
Oh,
sometimes
yep,
that's such a good song, right?
that's the one, dude.
So
Yep.
I sing that in my sets sometimes. But yeah, we created a whole album, but I'm still independent. And so it takes time to put the whole album together and get it out to the people. So we've been releasing singles. The latest one is To Be Free. I also did a really beautiful video in Hawaii for that song. So if you can go check them out on YouTube. For me, the most important thing is that people share my music. If you like it, please share it with somebody, even just one person, because you just never know
The ripple.
where she's gonna go.
Yep.
So I have new music. I've been working on this book for like almost 2 years. It's almost done. Shout out to my girl Mimi. She's helping me edit the whole thing and piece it all together. And so hoping to planning to or intending to release the new album and the book at the top of next year. I also believe in aligning things with what's going on in the cosmos. So, if you think about nature and even in Hawaiian culture, we talk about like times to harvest and times to plant and times to fish and times to, be still. And so for me, we're going now into the dark season. So we're going into the season where everything is being kind of planted and rooted and settled and still, and some things are dying so that new life can come. So I really want to align with that frequency and have it come out in the spring when there's new life,
Yep.
and that energy is behind it as well. So I have that in the works, but also just trying to, sing and perform as much as I possibly can, because it's all about, reintroducing myself. And it's been such a tricky thing to navigate mentally, because I do have so much experience, but for a lot of people, I'm brand new to
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
And so for me, being mentored by Fiji since I was 16, humility has been very foundational for me. So that's never really been a struggle, as far as like I'll sing basically anywhere without like disrespecting myself, but
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but I'm down for any opportunity to be able to share my voice, to share a stage. And so I'm just like in that process right now of just getting on every stage that I possibly can, and letting people know that did know me that I am back, and that people who are just meeting me for the first time to completely reintroduce myself, because I am also a very new version of Irie
Mm-hmm.
than what people
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Nice. No, that's solid. Yeah, it's like we talked about at Holo Holo Fest, it's like it was never gone. It was just, not being nourished as much
Yeah.
as it was for 17, 18 years. But yeah, we got Antisa, what inspired you to come back to music and coming back to public light?
Mm, I think Mr. Warren Wyatt, because I moved to Seattle. I didn't know he was from or lived there. And him and his wife and I have a similar obsession for cats. Fun fact, I'm a crazy cat lady. And I was working at a cat cafe in Seattle, and they run a cat charity. And they took me out to dinner one night, and he was just like, I don't know why you stopped doing music, but I remember seeing you on so many things over the years. And if you want help, I would love to help you come
Oh,
back.
sick.
And I was resistant for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very stubborn in that way, which I'm working on. When I make my decision for something, I kind of just like to stick to it. And that's a beautiful practice in discipline. But at the same time, I think it's important to remain open to newness and to new opportunity. And so, yeah, long story short, I decided to try again. Nice to know ya. Let's do this
Yeah.
again.
Hey, let's go.
Shout out, Boog.
Hey.
But yeah, and then I see somebody said, how old were you when you started? Uh, I've been, growing up in Hawaii, we do kane kapila, which is just like jam sessions, like every family, anything. And then, of course, karaoke, because Japanese culture is such a big part of our culture. So singing, some of you might pronounce it karaoke, but we pronounce it karaoke,
Yep.
which is a Japanese pronunciation. Just singing and performing, as I love to do impersonations. Like if I'm singing a Britney Spears song, I'm gonna sing it like Britney Spears.
Yeah, let's go. It's Britney, bitch.
It's Britney, bitch. And just have fun with it, because I'm also very comedic. I'm trying to share more of that side of my personality online. My sister, shout out to Tiana Shy, she's always she's the content master, and she's like, you need to show more of your fun personality. Like
Yeah.
people don't, they know that I'm serious and that I'm a yoga teacher and that I'm all about rooting and grounding and culture and mana, but I'm also a goofball and cheesy and love doing accents and impersonations and would love to be on SNL one day.
Hey,
So
yep. Let's go.
yeah, all the aspects. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I've been singing my whole life. My professional career started when I was 16.
Mm, nice. But
Yeah,
and then we got Ms. Russia. Who was your inspiration when starting your island reggae music?
Fiji.
Beach.
Hands
Yeah.
down. I grew up listening to Feej. I met him when I was 16. He took me under his wing and he helped me and guided me the whole way. Then he brought in Boog, and I had that whole relationship with Boog as my brada, and just creating music with him. And yeah, just, what a beautiful ohana, musical ohana that I was able to become a part of at a very young age really helped me to be the catalyst for my whole island reggae career. So I encourage anyone who's trying to get into it. find a mentor. I also do mentorship. I have been working with the Manamauli Project for, I don't know, decades, I want to
Yeah.
say. So I have a couple of girls now that are graduating, or have graduated from the program and are doing their own gigs in Hawaii. So I've been inviting them and they've been performing with me, or I'm
Nice.
helping them get gigs. And it's really beautiful to be able to have that, like we were saying, that reciprocal sharing of the currency, right,
Yep.
of our gifts and talents.
No, that's solid. Yeah, and Fiji, like I don't know him personally, but through music, it's like he seems like if you're down, if you're really serious about music, I'll help you out,
Yeah,
guaranteed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah,
He
because
helped Glenn. I
yep,
mean, Molly,
yep,
right?
yep, yep.
Everyone that we love basically was in some way guided or impacted by or influenced by
He's
Fiji.
got the mic. He's got the Midas touch for
Period.
real, dude. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we got one last question. We got from brother Josh, Mississippi Sasquatch. What's a book or books that impacted you the most?
Mm. The first one that comes to my mind is Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza.
Oh, yep.
You know that one?
Uncle Joe is the one, dude. Yep,
Uncle
yep,
Joe.
yep, yep,
Joe
yep.
Shigo.
But yeah, I know you didn't ask me that question, Josh. But one of the stuff, yeah. Shoot, I don't
Why
think I
not?
have it up here. I think it's up in my room. But it's the Power of Your Subconscious Mind by
Mm.
Dr. Joseph Murphy, and also, oh, let me get it real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, never mind.
any book
Yeah,
that teaches us a better way to use the power of our bodies and our minds,
yeah,
like let's learn as much as we can about that, because all of that knowledge has been hidden by the Vatican for many, many years, which is what occult really means. It means to be hidden.
yeah.
And so it's been demonized by a lot of religions, like it's demonic, but really a lot of it is just the natural power of the human body and the human psyche. So it's so nice to now have access to this information and be able to share it and learn more about how we can be more empowered.
Nice. Yeah. And then one last one was is this one, the Intention Experiment.
Ooh, I don't know
So
that one.
yeah, so basically, this one, like she went like scientific on it,
Okay,
like as far as like the power of intention, the power of prayer, and like how everything's connected, and
dope.
the power of healing through your mind and spirit and body. So
Yes.
yeah, it's very sciencey though. That that's the only thing. Like my ADHD brain is like it just skips through a lot. But yeah, from what I read, it was pretty solid. But yeah, we're actually we're at 105. Yeah, we're vibing, dude, for an hour. I
Vibing.
can talk
Love it.
stories with you forever, dude. Seems like it. But
Same.
yeah, I guess we can always talk stories some more. We can always do more stay real talk stories. But as far as I like asking guests one question based on our conversation. Basically through nourishment of self. Uh, I guess from a physical standpoint, if someone wants to start, moving their body or training or working out, what's one piece of advice that you can give someone?
Move your body daily, whether that's literally going for a walk around your neighborhood, and study about fasting. Fasting is a hidden gem that is so, so impactful for healing and empowering your physical vessel. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. When when I started doing or I like to call it timed fasting, that's when like my body started changing, but also like my mind.
Yes.
Like before, I used to get hangry, like
Period.
like big time, just like I gotta eat. You know what I'm
Same.
saying? But yeah, but
Same.
like once I started fasting, I was all like, the first like couple weeks, month or so, it was like tough. I was like, shit, I gotta eat, bro. But
Yeah.
after that, I was all like, I can just go
Yeah.
and like I don't need the food. Plus, your body needs time to really digest the food if you're always eating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But 3 day water fast. Oh yeah, let's go,
Good for
baby.
you. Good
Yeah,
for
hell yeah.
you.
But yeah, so move your body every day, whether it's walking or simple movement and fasting.
Yes.
Yeah. All
Yes.
right, cool. Love you for real. I'm
Love
so stoked
you.
that I shot you that DM after I watch that podcast. I'm drawing a blank, dude. What was her podcast
The
name again?
uncut or the
Or
Afro
no,
Aloha?
Afro Aloha. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
Afro Aloha. Yes, and check out Afro Aloha
Yeah.
podcast. They're doing some solid stuff.
Yeah.
But all right, sis.
All right.
We can schedule something in about actually maybe a couple months when your book release is your book and album
Yeah.
release is coming down.
I
But
would love that.
yeah, love you for
Love
real. Thank you, mahalo
you.
for
Love
reals. Yeah.
you.
All right, guys,
Aloha.
and hey, go check out Ira Love's videos, music, Spotify, Apple Music, all the good stuff.
Yes,
Share,
please.
tag, all the good stuff. And if you guys need kava, this guy right here.
Sawa.
All right, cheers, guys.
Aloha.
Aloha.